Hello there friends, this is DotaNews. We're here to create the best Dota news channel ever. Here's what we cover in today's episode. Chinese match-fixing scandal. Again, the Game Awards nominees. Some are surprising. BZM had a chance to join Team Spirit, but what went wrong? Finally, some news about Miracle, and in the end, Team Falcons vs PSG.Quest in a battle for the last slot at ESL 1 Kuala Lumpur. Shall we not waste any time, and without further ado, let's get straight to it. First off, a major revelation about Chinese Dota esports scene. A Chinese streamer recently exposed around 50 players and they all were banned for match fixing. And now, somehow, he finds records with players' talks where he can find evidence of match fixing at, wait a second, TI qualifiers? All records already have been delivered to Valve, so we should wait for bans pretty soon. I hope that the Chinese mafia won't chase down this streamer and get rid of him. Also, FY revealed how much money he earned at TI. I remind you that Azure placed 4th, so this should be a pretty good sum, right? Well, just listen to it. I was just playing and having fun with Somnus and Chalice at TI 12. We never think about winning at all, but after TI 12, I feel like I can't do this anymore, even with the mindset of having fun. The 4th place at TI 12 only earned me about 100k RMB. Let me do the math for you here. So 100k RMB is around $13,000 only for a 4th place at TI. So imagine you play the whole year to get only $13k. It's not that much for a 4th place at TI, right? Now let's jump to Southeast Asia. In a somewhat comical twist, the new roster of Blacklist International with Abet and Gabi somehow lost the game versus guys who were once banned at BTS due to match fixing. I kinda don't understand how the players who recently have played at TI might lose versus a 3-2 stack, so maybe they don't deserve to be at tier 1 level after all. Or they're just involved, who knows? You probably already know that Mid1 from Boom Esports traveled to Europe to play with Poppy for ESL Kuala Lumpur qualifiers. And honestly, a lot of Team Secret fans were unhappy about this decision. And can you imagine their faces when Team Secret lost the opening game to Alliance, who were just kicked from the 2nd DPC division last season? And because of this lose, TeaGovner ate his socks.
Round of the open qualifiers, he finally uses it. GG. This sock, I'm sorry Alliance, I did not believe. I don't think you should have won. I said I'd eat a sock if you won, and here we go.
TeaGovner, what a legend. But anyways, later, as you know, Team Secret slammed their way through the quals and got a spot for ESL 1 Kuala Lumpur. Great job, Poppy, and a sad day for all those Redditors. And speaking about another great European team, Gaming Gladiators were nominated as the best esports team at the Game Awards 2023. Well, that's quite deservedly because they won 3 majors in a row and they overall had a good run even at TI, which they lost at the end. And also the International 2023 in Seattle itself was nominated as the best tournament of the year. I personally really doubt that the International this year can win anything at the Game Awards 2023 because, you know, they have League of Legends Worlds, which was outstanding in terms of production, and it has a lot bigger fan base to vote for them. But wait, let's get back to Gaming Gladiators. Sure, they had a good run, but what about Spirit? I mean, winning 3 majors in a row is cool, obviously, but Team Spirit won 2 most important tournaments in terms of cash and didn't get a notice, and Yatoro wasn't even nominated as the best esports athlete. I mean, what the hell, TGA? Do you even watch esports? And meanwhile, Quinn recognized Yatoro as the best player of all time. According to his words, he's incredibly talented, skilled, and able to play under pressure. And there's another player, pretty respected one, who thinks and agrees that Yatoro is the GOAT. It's Ame. He said, "Of course, I think that at the moment we can look at Yatoro as the best carry player." Let's have a little break from Team Spirit and talk about open qualifiers for ESL Kuala Lumpur. The Eastern European tournament operator named Paragon Events wanted to stream qualifiers and even made an announcement, but ESL just closed the lobby. So the fans had to watch matches on Dota TV with a delay of 15 minutes, and some matches weren't even available on Dota TV. Imagine not being able to watch the closed qualifier finals or something like that. So the TO just announced that these teams have won, and that's all, and we have to believe that. Okay, let's get back to Yatoro, who during a stream revealed a lot of stuff. He first said that Team Spirit's first choice for Toronto Tokyo's replacement was BZM from OG. Team Spirit, as a proper esports org, first contacted OG and asked if they could transfer BZM. OG obviously denied, and then they did not tell BZM that Team Spirit wanted him. So BZM probably didn't even know. Anyways, Team Spirit got Laurel instead, and now Yatoro is disappointed with the OG's new roster, and he says that it's not good enough for OG. Yatoro, as well as other Team Spirit players, visited the office of Valve, and he shared his impressions. We visited Valve's office. It was cool there, but there are way fewer people working on Dota than on CS. I mean, significantly fewer. And the employees didn't really approach me. I think they don't care much about the esports scene. There are only a few employees working, you can count them on your fingers, and they're usually unfriendly. As far as I understood, where we were, there were just game designers. I mean, the guys who deal with sets, treasures, arcanas, and all that. I saw on the monitors that they were just drawing various loading screens, arcanas, and so on. They didn't ask me anything about Dota, but Miposhka asked them, Dire Tide when? And they were like, why do you ask such questions? We don't know. And that's the end of quote, and well, I guess there will be no Dire Tide soon. Especially considering that they just announced that they're gonna release Frostivus pretty soon. Together with the recent patch, they released a blog post saying that they will release Frostivus together with Arcanas and all that, and they remember about us. Okay, we definitely believe you guys. Thank you. Thank you for releasing at least something. And let's get back to Yatoro, who spilled a lot of tea on that stream. He said, for example, about Nigma. Nigma is basically gathering players for rent, and the team's main anchor named Kuroki is training them for this. Nigma is forming a roster not to play but to lease players out and make money from it. Just look at Mickey and Mind Control. They join the real teams and excel there because they can rely on their teammates. They're the best players for substitutions. They achieve the best results among all players who come as stand-ins. For example, Amar, he just joined Quest and got top 4 at the Bali Major. This was what Yatoro said, and I honestly couldn't agree more. This all seems too logical to not to be true. Maybe Miracle is just sitting there behind the scenes and training the players who can join so Nigma can sell. And you know what? Speaking of the devil, just look who visited Team Falcons bootcamp. It's a miracle. I mean, it's miracle. Haha, pun intended, XD. Anyways, the real question is what he was doing there. Will he join Team Falcons as a coach, or is he just establishing connections to drop there when they kick Skitter, or is just a simply friendly visit? I honestly hope that he's in talks about joining as Post 1, because that would definitely be a power up for the team. And now a little about Team Falcons. The team has qualified for ESL 1 Kuala Lumpur and will participate in the tournament. Now let's see how a squad with no chemistry at all managed to qualify. In the finals, Team Falcons faced PSG.Quest, but it was their second meeting during the qualifiers because before, Quest had already beaten Amar's team in the semi-finals. But in the grand finals, Amar showed why he has F in his nickname. It was a very crucial match for Amar himself because PSG.Quest were his former teammates. And since the grand finals are best of 5, the teams played until 3 maps won. And PSG.Quest won the first map, essentially because of their pick. Malik on Bristleback was just unbeatable. He was a menace, and even Legion Commander, who was supposed to counter him, didn't do anything because he couldn't accumulate damage from duels. Quest also picked Naga for 2A2000, which is basically his favorite signature hero. And an active mid laner in the form of Noob's Earth Spirit. All of that spiced with Nature's Prophet and Grimstroke. A very cheesy pick. But Team Falcons were also good. They responded with a Spirit Breaker position 4 and Enchantress for snaking, which is also a signature hero. Skitter got Luna, Malrain got Lina, and the closing pick was Legion Commander for Amar. Falcons did well at first. They got first blood.
Gonna top 2 teams by a large margin. Kaori. One bash and he's dead. I don't think they even need the bash. They will be able to get the sprout going up, but Kaori is just going to get chased down.
And Malrain broke the enemy middle tower in the 6th minute. He also got a double kill.
With the Magnetize, will go down, but there's a double damage and there's going to be more than enough. Maybe Kaori goes down and Marley.
But in the 8th minute, Falcons made the mistake of attacking Bristleback. 4 enemy heroes swarmed in to help and won the fight, taking 3 and losing none.
Malrain, and they will do the damage to take down the Lina, so in combination with the Inks.
As the map progressed, there were some very big fights, often won by Quest, which led to Roshan's downfall in the 19th minute. The next stone fell at 29 minutes, and also in favor of Quest.
Probably Noob? Yeah, it looks like Noob has opened up a slot.
I'd give that one to Noob. It's like they want to give it to TA.
Naga farming, towers falling, and Quest's advantage growing. At minute 35, there was a fight on Falcon's high ground, but the Radiant players just didn't have enough damage.
Lina to be able to kill him.
And now they get the Song of the Siren off, so I don't think they've really got enough damage here from Amari. He's taunted, but with the cheese, he comes out full HP. It does not matter. And Team Falcon, they have thrown everything into the wind, and unfortunately, it came blown back into their face.
True, the guys still managed to fight back, and even went into a return push.
Torture onto a Lunar Fusion instead.
Now they're walking in, they want to get these fights going. Look at how much damage they're setting in towards the Earth Spirit. Do they have the healing? It's not going to be enough to save his life, but they at least get the trade there onto Amar. Now Crit wants to try and walk away. TA2000 claims yet another. Skitter wants to try and get the TP away. Do they have the damage? They've got a lot, but not enough.
But the throne still failed at 46, because you just look at this thick Naga and bulky Bristleback and he can't do anything against them.
Try and keep this going, need to try and keep it alive. Malik's there with the punches, and Quest will get the first game victory here in this grand final, best of 5.
The second map was the longest in these grand finals. Amar had already gotten Bristleback on it. Crit and Snaking stayed to play Spirit Breaker and Enchantress, and Skitter was playing Spectre. And Malrain was playing Batrider. PSG.Quest also had a pretty common pick. Nature's Prophet, Grimstroke, Luna, Centaur Warrunner, and Earthshaker. And First Blood was spilled right before the runes spawned. Snaking was attacked by 4 PSG players.
Unfortunately for Snaking, he is not the master of his own destiny.
And during the whole laning phase, the teams didn't let each other relax at all.
Let them pick it. Oh.
Yep, they just allowed this Nature's Prophet to be able to be...
Malrain, playing Batrider, snatched the opponent's carry and took him off.
I don't think anyone has it right now as they make a bit of a dive here onto TA2000 on the bottom side, and that's where the movement is going to be.
Here, Falcons are showing some fantastic macro play. For example, Malrain took out 3 enemy heroes, and then his team found Luna and traded their mid laner for all that.
You would like to hear those tips about how not to die, because died again on the Batrider. 0, 2, and 2. Hasn't been able to connect much. Yes, he's got the bits to travel, but they just haven't been able to get these kills. They're looking towards TA2000. A lot of damage comes in, thanks.
Throughout the whole game, Falcons managed to avoid Shaker's ultimate, which led to losses in fights for PSG.
Pete buys enough space. Now with Malrain in the back, this Grimstroke is going to go down. TA2000 extremely low, wants to try and do the damage. Mars is going to stand there. DD Rune is not going to be enough. They're just shredding him apart.
He bought back.
And the Luna will go down. They're just going to buy back. They want to get these fights going. Noob, though, wants to get on top of some of these heroes. Doesn't have the...
At one moment, Falcons went to the opponent's high ground and almost completely broke the base. By this point, they had tier 5 neutrals, and TA2000 even bought a rapier on Luna, but that didn't save Quest from defeat.
So much.
Yeah, maybe it was a lot of big effect. Oh, beautiful lasso directly on a TA2000. This looks like it could be it. Satanic, he's turning back around with the rapiers as well. He gets flicked over to the other side of this fissure. TA2000 wants to try and stand and hold his ground with his rapier and the butterfly. It's not going to be enough. Snaking goes into the air and they take down the pesky Luna. Finally, at 75 minutes, you see the cause go down. They almost get it done here off Noob. He wants to try and take down Malik. He does have his own buyback, though. The Earthshaker out into the sidelines isn't going to be enough, and Quest will call it quits. 75 minutes into this game here, Danog. That was an absolute marathon in this game number 2 of this full best of 5. And
the third map was also in favor of Falcons. Amar got his signature Razor, Skeeter also played on Spectre, and Malrin played on Earthshaker.
Now with the play of Mel as well, TA2000 comes in off to pierce the Veil. The Fear is enough, and that's a beautiful Nether Strike comes in there from Crit. They haven't been able to secure the kill just yet.
It all led to a natural victory. At one point, Enchantress was doing more damage than PSG.Quest cores.
Okay, so Kaori does the damage out of mana now, though.
Kaori to be able to get all of this happening.
Yeah, won't have the same amount of mana.
Falcons were just playing perfectly, and because of that they won the map. And after the match, Malrin said that no matter how hard Amar tried to ruin the game, he failed. I'm pretty sure he was talking about this map. On the fourth map, Falcons decided to take most of the PSG.Quest heroes, like Grimstroke, Nature's Prophet, and Bristleback. Quest responded with Keeper of the Light to the mid lane and position for Muerta. And you know what? This map was all about teamfights. Both Quest and Falcons played equally great.
Smoking up, and they're going to see the courier, so the exact position is going to be revealed.
They just get destroyed. To add to something text, but you know what a flavor I do like, Matt, and it is the flavor of fighting, and that is happening towards the mid lane right now. Unfortunately for Mr. Snaking, he has a big bag centaur directly on top of him. Nice little root, so Echo Slam in the background, and once again eviscerates out onto this Pugner. TA2000 turns on the BKB though, will run away with this Eclipse as well. They want to try and get on top of this Muerta. Omar stays alive, but it's a beautiful Blinku stop once again. Malik turning it on for the boys here in this game number 4. Omar, he does so much damage, but Amar turns around and takes them down with the Quill. Skidder is able to capitalize on that, but he's just getting slowed down. So the first life will go away. He has the Blink Dagger, but the Fear's there in time, and now with the calling as well, it is all Kite City. And unfortunately for this Wraith King, he just doesn't have the move speed to get away, and he will lose his life eventually. Some Arlop Toggles are doing some cool stuff. They've got the vision thanks to the courier. And with the dead shot, can he armor toggle? No, he can't.
And this was the battle that led Falcons to victory. One dramatic and intense fight.
Well, is Pugner a Skelly?
Oh, hold on, team fight.
There's team fight, let's go, all right. Amar comes in, Hex, oh that's double Hex as well, double Portrait, and they're coming in, they're doing the damage, they need to get this Echo, and it's in front of them, directly on 2 of the cores.
No,
see you later, Quest. They're losing members left, right, and center, and this game is...
After it, Amar's team just demolished all 3 sides, and Quests were left with mega creeps.
Sit back and watch as his base crumbles. That Desolator is just ripping apart this base right now.
If this wasn't the final game, you probably might be seeing some G's being dropped, but the way that this
it's Quest, they would never tap out early.
That's true. Quest are definitely in it to win it most of the time.
For the long haul. I think you have to go in here on Malik. You've got to give a life up. You've got the buyback available if you absolutely need to. It's just about making space for Luna to be able to respawn. You can't take too many back steps because they're just going to take your last lane of racks.
That's what they're doing here. At least now have Luna be able to come back in. They want to get it done. It is Mega Creeps now for the side of the Falcons. Snaking's probably going to be the only member that's going to lose his life. Beautiful Fissure, and that is just a disconnect. They will at least get the Oakersil Totem over the top. TA2000.
Eventually, PSG.Quest lost.
Come back in and try and get this fight going. TA2000, he's oh so low. He's hexed up. He gets 4 stuffed away. He's trying to get into the fountain. He gets the heal and the cheese, so he will be able to stay alive for a little bit longer, but the base is all in shambles for PSG.Quest. They are staying alive thanks to that Wraith King Ags, and all these units are deciding to punch in towards the buildings, and it looks like it is going to be a ticket all the way to Kuala Lumpur, being stamped by the Falcons. They're standing strong, and Amar's doing so much damage here on the Bristleback, and that will be...
Well, what can I say? It was a really fierce battle. Anyways, congratulations to Team Falcons. They deserved a slot at Kuala Lumpur. We'll see them playing at ESL's tournament pretty soon. And that, friends, is all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments, because it's really important for me to improve by listening to you guys. Also, hit that subscribe button to follow the best Dota 2 news channel. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.